Denshi will be joining the team very shortly. And then we have over on the blue team, School Bully Z, Alcor Test No 1, sorry, and Lito and Arzi.
Exactly, and that is Leaderboards Over Live, or for short, BigD.
BigD indeed. Remember BigD? Yeah. Heard a couple of times here and there, but we will go through wow, orange logo first. Okay, I'm gonna
because that is gonna be interesting. And
yes,
interesting to see what they actually go for.
It still looks like they're going for a similar build. Stage is still going for the Hammer Guardian. He's run obviously with the Scepter and Focus as well, running the pack. Berserker's Amulet, same build as we've seen before, so still with those meditations as well as course as the renewed focus, which is now a meditation obviously. Going over to Rom, he's playing the Shout Warrior but opting for Fear Me this time and going with the Battle Standard. Of course going with the Sword, Warhorn and Longbow setup as well. Freylin is going to be going with the Dagger Pistol. He's going to be opting for the Panic Strike build. So he's going to be obviously immobilizing wherever he can. Just having a look at the Conde remove on this other team as well. They've not got a lot of it. So Freylin is going to have some nice fun times in this build. And also we do have then Articuno, who's going to be running Dagger Elementalist, who's going to be running with also this Celestial Amulet. We know this build a lot, and we know it consistently in our games. I don't really need to go through that too much. And also Denshi as well. So generally those guys will be involved in team fights, removing conditions, sometimes 1v1s, building up might for themselves, the rest of their team, and providing healing supports. And we can go over to leaderboard now.
Yeah, leaderboard over live, or BigD on the blue side. We'll be playing with, first up, Schoolboy Z is playing a Dagger Elementalist, same build as we've seen on the other side, except for the Rune of the Pack. Rune of the Pack instead of Holbrook or Strength, which we've also seen from time to time. Otherwise, same in the traits. Then we have Alcor, the Warrior, playing a Shout Warrior build, of course with the Celestial Amulet, and going for the Battle Standard to insta-res people. Then we have test number 1 on a Celestial Rifle Engineer. He is opting for a bit more of a standard trait spread and also the Slick Shoes. Lito on a Necromancer. He will be playing a Power Necro, apparently. So that could really hurt, but also with the Plague. We've seen Prototype play a, well, Power Necro, which he then switched over to Soldier's Amulet.
Yeah, I think he's probably going to stay with the Berserkers, actually, to be honest. The traits were slightly different for Prototype. Yeah. He was a little bit lower down in the trait lines there. So, yeah, he's got all the right traits there for that, so he's definitely going to get going for that for sure.
Yeah, so will he be staying with the Plague and with the Lich?
Oh, okay. When I was on him, he had Lich. Okay, maybe he's not gonna go with that then. Who knows? Maybe we'll have to see. We'll have to see when we go back into the game. He might be trying. Yeah,
might be a bit of a surprise there. And last but not least, we have Arzi. And Arzi is playing the Thief, is playing a Dagger Pistol build, Rune of the Pack, Berserker's Amulet standard with the Panic Strike, and of course also Shadow's Embrace for the condition removal. And then we can give them the good to go.
Yeah, have a look at those traits again. We'll have to see if Leo. I think he's going to change a couple of bits there. He might do. 100% sure. Okay. Yeah. And it's going to be interesting. We are going to be calling them Orange Logo because that is probably what they're going to be called when in the end. But
to be honest,
it's cheese mode though.
To be honest, we will probably by accident call them Cheese Mode or TCG or both, probably, knowing us. Somewhere in there, but they are named Orange Logo.
Indeed. And also, just as something else to say, Rom, of course, used to play for Cheese Mode.
Yeah.
So really,
back in the day, we had Rom and Sizer on Cheese Mode.
Yeah.
And then TCG came to be. Now Rom, moving back to the old and familiar. Let's see how it works out. And again, I want to emphasize that this team is entirely eligible to play in the WTS. So one of the really strong contenders. We will have to see how well they actually play together.
Yes, this is going to be the thing, isn't it? I mean, I'm pretty sure these guys play together just randomly in pugs and stuff, but not really on... This is the first competitive time we've seen them play all together. Maybe randomly once or twice a while ago, but there we go.
Yeah, the might sacking is already going on, so we'll have to see how Orange works out versus BigD on the blue side. Let's have a look at the splits.
No one crossing at all. All of red look like they're going over towards the mid at the moment. Rom's just going to come, just watch for maybe a potential cross. They're all just gathering there as they do see Articuno going to the midpoint at the moment. As we see the engage coming out from Alcor, also School Bully, and we're going to see Lito coming in from the top.
Oh, and the burst on School Bully is good. He manages to save him just at the last possible time. He's stuck a bit. I think was immobilized there as well, trying to get off point and save himself. The Lightning manages to get away from Rom, but he is just on him and chasing also Frelina. Of course, they're watching whether or not he will go back on point.
What a great survival from School Bully there, to be fair. I mean, Frelina got involved there and actually lost quite a lot of HP and used a few cooldowns there. I mean, they did stealth up, of course, before they jumped in with that SR. Alcor now on the midpoint, Lito being focused hard here, just having a look at his build. He's not changed anything up. He has gone with the Plague still as well, so I'm going to check his amulets and whatnot to make sure that that is still exactly the same as it was before. He's not changed a single thing, so here we go.
Don't underestimate the power necro damage even outside of Lich Form. Of course, Lich Form is always a big, massive cooldown you can spam, and it's exciting to watch, but also I think quite useful without it, especially in the Death Shroud. But now being focused, and he doesn't have any mechanics to survive anymore. Battle Standard coming out to bring him back up. We do see Denshi with the chase there. Test number 1 there for the support, and also School Bully immediately on Frelina, who wanted to jump in.
They're using the Frelina's using those SRs to engage. They're using 3 or 4 members of their team. They're using the SR when it's on cooldown every time offensively rather than actually to res, because they don't need to use it for resing because they're absolutely fine. So every time to take someone out, and Lito's still in the down state, people trying to get him up. School Bully's really low. They're doing okay to keep him alive for now, but unfortunately he is going to be cleaved out right there. So over on the midpoint still, School Bully and Alcor versus Articuno and also Tage, looking good for them over on that point at the moment. Still, Red Team do have 1 node, not a massive amount in it though at the moment.
Yeah, in the meantime, we did see Frelina going for the decap, but Arzi was able to fend him off before it went into a full cap. And we also had test number 1, just having a look back and check whether or not Denshi wanted to go in the system. 3 people now focusing on test number 1. Tage, of course, there for the possible CC, but he is going down with the engage of Arzi. The subs coming through, no knockback there yet. Instant withdraw afterwards to not fall victim to all the cleave.
It's the only problem not having that SR, I guess, and using it on the offensive every single time it's on cooldown. He's got no defensive capability to get these guys up at the moment. And actually, Leaderboard Over Life are doing a very nice job at taking these guys down at the moment over on mid. But yeah, look, we've got Frelina escaping.
Denshi was just a bit out of position, but even out of this situation, Frelina might get the decap. Yeah, Arzi's not going to be fast enough. He's already just thinking about the engage. He knows the decap, that already happened. Now I need to stealth up, find a good engage. Nice. We do have the Venom Stunbreaker coming out. First engage damage is on Frelina, but now it's really a Thief 1v1, and that can go either way just with 1 lucky proc if necessary.
No. NG comes in there as well now, so he's going to be able to hold nicely actually against Frelina. He might re-engage, although Rom's coming into the point as well, so we're going to have this 2-on-2.
But look at Orange, they are all moving towards the henge.
Yeah. Here we go, look, there's the SR again. We're going to see Frelina and Tage popping into that, probably go around the side actually there for Frelina. Tage is going to jump back on point, coming out in that stealth as well, of course. Who's the main target on the blue team? Probably test number 1. He is indeed. He's doing a nice job at line of sighting around the corner at the moment. Tage jumping on him. He's going to go down to some conditions there as well. Poison, burning, really taking him down low. The stealth SR comes out. Look at Arzi resting him on the other side of the wall. Great line of sighting there.
But the Ring of Warding coming out there, just catching both of them. Didn't really know that Arzi was even catched, but didn't get the damage out. The blind was on Tage and both survived. We do have the Battle Standard coming out to bring back Tage, but School Bully Z just flew in out of the way. Vapor Form with the res back up again. This team fight is not really going anywhere in the meantime. Articuno engaging on Elko on the midpoint.
It's nice from the leaderboard at the moment. You know, they've got some nice bursty builds on their team where they can actually take out quite a lot of members of Orange Logo. They've actually got some nice kills. They're doing okay around the map at the moment. They've only got the one cap, but now Red can re-engage on that, taking down test number 1 from behind. Harshly, Tage and Freylina on your backside ain't going to be a nice thing to have. And over on the mid, we are going to have 2 defenders from blue at the moment. You see Lito coming up towards there. The mine has been decapped actually by School Bully.
Freylina caught out, but is able to move into the SR. Didn't get the stealth. Oh, did get the stealth from that. Just a little bit of a bug on my side there. Freylina moving out, trying to assist in the 1v1 currently. Rom made it on point fast enough to keep it neutral, but the knockbacks over time could mean the cap goes over to the blue team again. But with the engage of Freylina, that should be made a quick end for Schoolboy Z there.
Yeah, just over on the midpoint at the moment. Oh, nice. Tage is almost really going to be caught up there. Lito and Arzi focusing really hard on Tage at the moment. Look at the support coming out for him, though, from Articuno there. Some great support. So he's not actually going to go down that low, then Tage line of sights. They know in their TV-free situation, disengaging to regroup with Freylina, maybe to open another SR opportunity, having a look at his cooldowns. 11 seconds
to mobilize, and then test number 1 gets the decap on
Arzi.
the henge point.
Yeah, and as that's happening, there's the red team start to regroup there. They just took someone out. The War Banner comes out, and he's going to be okay. Lito really is going to be focused hard here. But just as that happened, look at Arzi. Arzi is doing a really good job at countering that attack from Freylina. Every single time Freylina's on someone, he's normally back onto Freylina, and Freylina has to disengage. And that's a really, really good movement from him.
Yeah, he is just waiting for Freylina to engage. And that is often a good move. Of course, you, as a thief, you do want to be the deciding factor in just a little bit of burst damage. But if Freylina moves first, yeah, then Arzi has easy pickings there.
Yeah, indeed. Look, he's keeping that stealth up. Got his heal there as well. Denshi is actually down over on the henge point now. Sorry, in that 2v2, Tage did disengage. Second, Schoolboy Boily is going to try and... potentially going to try and actually... Oh, nice from Tage, using that scepter free, and then the second ability on the scepter to put some distance between him and School Bully. But he's going to follow him up from behind, as we have seen Lito going down, so he needs to bully up the situation over on the mid. And they're going to be in a 3v2 situation in favour of red, so blue need to start backing that up, especially as Freylina comes in. We can see Arzi going up to their point as well. Maybe test number 1 could have moved as we saw the... respawn of Lito, but Lito is making his way quickly over there anyway.
Now the conditions are stacked on Elka. He of course has a lot of... Oh, with the jumping on the side there, just barely escaping with his life, trying to regain some health, but the midpoint is still being overrun, and we just have everyone low. Elka almost falling victim to that. We do have a stealth, AoE stealth, but Elka caught in an immobilizer. The burning is on him. Is he gonna use a shout? Yeah, has a shout, back up in health and safe. Schoolboy Z going down, and we have, I think, Arzi now pulling out because that is just too dangerous to stay there.
Yeah, indeed. Having a look again over on this henge point, we're just going to see test number 1. Yeah, the Denshi fights. That's fun times over there. Red team now have the 2 cap over the blue. Respawn coming out, so down. And
oh, we have a bit of a lag
as well
from
and
Jebro.
Coming out. The
looks like you're fine again. Looks like you're fine again.
Okay. Yeah,
so,
I'm having some big lag issues.
So Alka now just being bled out in the middle of nowhere, just really in between the 2 points of orange here, meaning there's no rest for him. But they engage on the midpoint, and they might have moved a bit far off the midpoint actually. Schoolboy is getting the decap even with the lightning from Denshi there, not getting on quick enough. And now they could reinforce, but blue team moving a bit slow. Schoolboy Z is almost down already. Not backing up the engage fast enough. The decap was good, but no real follow-up there.
He's doing good at trying to escape, though, unless Rom can... Rom's not really going to be able to burst him down. Probably not the best person to try and...
to do?
Oh, Freylina's coming in now.
Litu almost manages to get on point fast enough. Now he is in the 1v1 versus Stage, and the knockback CC coming out. Denshi not really with the damage there. Alka for the support on the side, but also just for Lina. And now the Plague Form comes in handy, but he is a bit out of position. Alka is just running away from him. Doesn't want to support him, wants to get out alive himself.
Yeah, indeed. That's important. Cheer somewhere if they possibly can. Not sure if I'm lagging still because the game is lagging like anything for me at the moment. It's my connection actually, it's not. Okay, good. So yeah, over on this mine pot, looks like we might have this small skirmish between. I'm hoping to 2v2 at the moment, as I'm not too sure. My lag issues are not resolving themselves. Test number 1 having a lot of problems over here on the henge as well, as he gets that support from Schoolboy Zed. As he starts to move out of the point, he can range on node with his grenades. Oh, Tage doing a nice job from behind there.
This is going to be interesting. Again, the thieves on a chase for each other. That was the word, not charge. But also charging in for Alina now on RZ. Didn't quite get the engage. Immobilize, withdraw out of that, and just a side point fight while we have another 1v1 going on point. Articuno still keeping the point versus Alka. But in the long run, okay, pulled the elemental. That of course is a bit of assistance, but RZ on the side getting out quite unharmed. And now they're pulling off. Did he not notice RZ re-engaging? Or what are they going for?
It's still 100 points, but the thing is that 4 at 60 at the moment. Articuno is really in trouble here.
And the second decaps comes out.
Down. Nice, this is a good opportunity. Look, and they can go for the boss over on Chieftain now.
But do they really have time for the boss with School Bully in mid? Because he's going to go down pretty fast. 3 people just engaging on him, and potentially he did see the movement on the map. How much life on the Chieftain? Test number 1, still trying to get him down. Is Fredina going to be fast enough for steal, or is he going to go for the decap? No, the steal comes out, and that pretty much secures it, but we still have a double out of point cap for the blue team. BigD currently going on. Fredina trying to get the decap as well. Test number 1, bit too slow. Tage now with the Immobilize securing the decap, and even though we can keep it contested against those two, that is going to be a hell of a lot of work.
Yeah, and unfortunately over here on the mine as well, we do have Lito, who's very low when he comes out of that death shot. Only 3k, he's going to go down right now. Ours is the only one over on this point as well, so keep it contested. Probably win.
And there we have breaking up Jebro again as we are close to the end. The second stomp is going to be 5 more points to ORNG. 499 of the cap is coming out on the mine, but another stomp. Where did it come from? It was from test number 1 on the henge. The deciding 5 points, bringing it to a first victory of ORNG.
Nice. They didn't do too badly whatsoever. 400 points versus these 5 guys. Obviously, they've not played much together at all. Well, the grand scale of things in competitive end, but still some really nice stuff coming out from Orange Logo there. Leaderboard over Life actually did a really good job on different points as well. Got a bit unlucky with the steal. Probably, like you said, going to mid might have been a bit better. But, you know, I think they just got desperate in the end. They needed to go and try and get that as many points as they possibly could to try and come back into the game. They weren't giving up, and that's fair play to them. And they did quite a good job in the end. Unfortunately, you know, Freylina was on it, literally sliver of HP. Just used, I think he used the Short Boy 5 and just got in there as soon as he could. Just one.
Yeah, with the steal in the end, I think. Yeah, if I saw correctly. So ORNG definitely strong already. You might say, well, back when they were cheese mode though, they had victories that were more in the region of 500 to 100. But don't underestimate BigD. Leaderboards over Life is definitely one of the newer teams you have to keep an eye out for.
Yeah, I think so. They're doing a good job at the moment. Test number 1's actually doing a fantastic. Actually, all of these guys. I think RZ is just a beast. Thief.
RZ is really making the life of Freylina difficult.
Yeah, and actually he's saving his you know, he's saving Lito and test number 1, and he actually, all of the players, I think he's maybe saved each player from going down at least once, maybe a couple of people a little bit more, but he's doing a great job. He's supporting his team by being very offensive of Freylina, basically, which is what he needs to do.
Interesting, interesting. Lito actually now went back to a condition build.
Okay. I mean, they're doing okay. We have to see.
Yeah, well, Lito was definitely the prime target on the side of BigD. And even though with the Plague he has one more sustain mechanic, the thing you want with a power necro, you are somewhat dependent on your Death Shroud for damage. And in the last game he was really only using the Death Shroud for survival purposes. Just for running away and not dying.
That's right, exactly, yeah. I mean, he might be a bit better in the end, especially they've got so much Conde removal on the team though, you know. Direct damage was probably better, in my opinion, than actually going for a Conde build, but maybe he feels that with the fears and the CC that can come out with that, maybe that's going to do him a few more favours. We'll have to see. Of course, that Nightmare Amulet, Nightmare Rune is going to be nerfed. Down to 1 second, wasn't it?
Yep.
And the cooldown reduced to 60. So it's not too bad.
It just makes it a little bit less annoying.
Yeah, I mean, the constant permafears were annoying. So,
especially if you know your enemy didn't have to do anything for it. You did it to yourself. Self-harm.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's like, please don't engage.
Yeah.
Remember when you hit him and like 60 seconds later... We don't get near him again.
So,
but yes.
Yeah, we've seen Tage on the side of ORNG. Tage is definitely one of the targets that can fall a bit quicker after the initial block abilities and just the hard counter to damage is gone. And of course also the bit of burst and then heal sustain from him. After that, which is quite a lot, don't get me wrong. He has quite a lot of defensive skills as well. But after that he is vulnerable to a bit of burst. Of course also really good with the CC. We saw Lito just being kicked around the place from time to time.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to see how this build works out for him in the end. Maybe it'll be okay. We are not sure yet. We'll have to wait and see. I mean, his health pool's more. He's obviously going for Carrion. That's the choice over Rabid nowadays. So we'll have to see how we go.
Yeah, so second match. Now ORNG could already take their spot in the finals with this game. We will see if BigD has to say something against that. On the blue side, of course, Leaderboards of Alive and Orange Logo, the TCG CM mashup team on the red side.
Mashup. Red sending 2 members over towards the waterfall. Tage is going to disengage that, as we are going to see School Bully versus Rom 1v1 over on the mid. Alcor and RZ are engaging on Articuno as Tage is trying to hide at the moment, trying to burst RZ. Oh my god, using that meditation teleport was a really nice idea, but didn't get him, unfortunately. It's tough to engage. You really need to pull off all your bursts at one time, and RZ is just too good at the moment to actually get caught in that.
And really try not just put it all into a dodge. That's the problem. Yeah. You want to get the burst, but if you put it out on the same time, you could also completely ruin every damage you have at your disposal. So 1v1 currently happening. Looks like School Bully is doing fairly well against Rom, at least in the meantime. We'll have to see about that in a bit. Looks like the quarry, however, with test number 1 there is going to be cleaned up with Frelina now moving to the midpoint, and potentially Articuno could use some help, although the burning on Alcor already doing a lot, even in a 2v1.
Yeah, I mean, Ozzy wasn't over there on the quarry. I was surprised to see him not move. Maybe he was choosing to try and get in the mid there. So not doing what he was doing quite a lot before, to be honest. Alcor's probably going to go down here. Frelina jumps on him, which has just happened there. Going into the down state. Lito jumps onto point, half HP as well himself. He's going to eat those conditions and heal himself up.
Down there on the RZ. He couldn't go for the res. And even if he were, I think the AoE is a bit too much for a thief trying to res.
Yeah, test number 1 coming into this fight as well. He's up. Oh, the knockback. Oh, the plague res was good. The knockback wasn't enough. He's still in range to be rezzed. And that was a nice move from them. Lito doing a good job.
I think Orange there a bit soon with the... Okay, we've got this one. Now already preparing for the next engage. We saw 3 people, instead of damaging the corpse, just standing around in a shadow refuge and waiting.
Yeah.
But now comes the engage. Frelina having a bit of trouble. Tage coming in to help. Also Denchi there for a bit of support. Arzi is, of course, the next target. He manages to port out. Already has the crippling on him, but the heal is going to keep him safe. But not if Frelina engages on him. The blind already, but he's just trying to move now the long way around to mine. Is Frelina going to move there as well? Because this 1v1 is just not going to end.
Good say, if it's going to mine, whew. Got a long way to go.
Waterfall, sorry.
I thought you were talking about Quarry then, and I was like, it's okay. And then Rom now, 3v1 situation, they need to dispense of him very quickly. Rom doing a good job at trying to line of sight, so low mini conditions coming out onto him. No shouts to get rid of those. He's going to go down pretty easily. Denshi was going to come over for the save, unfortunately.
On the Alcostom, now we have pretty much 3 people just trying to hold off the blue team for as long as possible. First immobilize on RC. He's of course the one who can get on midpoint fast enough. They aren't letting them through. Just blocking completely. Lito trying to port, but there's Denshi again, slowing him, crippling him, not letting him on. We do have the first cap coming in for the blue team with the waterfall, of course. 11 points on the board at the moment, but already a pretty substantial lead for not cheese mode, for orange logo.
Unfortunately, over there, that was not nice for them using Arzi, and they pushed so well up towards the waterfall to stop them. You know, I mean, they could. That was horrible for those guys. They could not get through at all. There's so much space there. They could have gone around the side a little bit. Someone could have just wandered off. But still, you know, the focus from Orange Logo at the moment is very, very good. Lito is in a lot of trouble. They're engaging onto a node which is massive with low HP as well. And not sure that's going to really work out in their favour. And test number 1 has taken out Articuno over on the quarry with some assistance, I believe.
Yeah, we had Arzi in there for a second. He's in mid already. Mid seems pretty solidly going solidly for orange, but now the quarry given up. Articuno basically just stayed there to keep it neutral for as long as possible because they had the waterfall cleared up. Double cap still standing. Just a bit of a switch around as to who owns which point.
Yeah, I mean, over on this, the lead is being extended. The blue team have only really started to get some points now. Test number 1 is going to range. Needs to remember that obviously he has killed Articuno recently to check that close point as soon as possible, which is what he's going to do now. Actually might lose the cap in that slow movement. Will he? Oh, yes he does. He moved too slowly there, Articuno getting the D cap. And that's a big thing for blue team at the moment. We're going to see Lipu running off towards the waterfall now to get that decap, hopefully, as the rest of the team, hopefully for blue, can sustain over on the mid. Arzi is going to die, though.
Quick. He could do it, didn't get off the immobilize and can't really get there any quicker. Also the decap coming in on the waterfall, and there we have a 2v1. And we've seen in the past the 1v1, test number 1, can win against Articuno. But now the elite, the fiery elemental coming out, that could of course benefit Articuno greatly. We already have Alcor down on the waterfall, however, trying to go for the rest there, but a bit too late. Lito following up fast, and Scoobly Z now the only one left. Midpoint still secure. Arzi might want to take a look at that because Denshi, well, he's having an eye on it. He's just watching from afar.
Yeah, I mean, at the moment, they're probably going to pull out the free cap in the end, unless they can get over towards test number 1. He's very low. Denshi's coming over now for support as Rom and also Frelina have been able to move back into mid to watch that point. We are going to see Frelina jumping over towards the quarry as well. Articuno is back to full HP there as any support comes into him. Of course, Denshi giving him full support. Frelina now coming back into the node as well, dropping into that SR potentially to try and take out Arzi as he comes if he comes out to stealth. Look, they can't
if
see
they
each
knew.
other. That's great movement from those two. They know
when
where they're
will
going.
they realize?
Yeah, but look, Frelina's behind him.
Oh.
Frelina's got the jump on him. That was really nice from those guys. They knew, I think they knew where they were both probably going to go, but Arzi was probably more offensive, and Frelina was just watching out for Arzi there. Switched it up on him nicely, to be honest. Nice, good stuff.
I mean, he was in the situation that he had just to basically wait and look where he pops out, and Arzi wanted to go for the cap in mid if possible at all, so he kind of try to stay there, just opening up the engage of Fredina onto Arzi, which is happening again. These two are really on each other. The Immobilize from the Panic Strike coming in, last minute refuge. That, of course, is he... Oh, no switch to the longbow and cluster bombing there. A bit surprised. Could have gotten Arzi, most likely.
Having a look at Rom now as well as he's jumping back onto Waterfall. It's going to be okay here. It's got quite a few boons survival-wise coming up onto him now, as well as Litwu goes down. And unfortunately, not much is going to be done for him. He's going to be taken out of this fight. And blue team really aren't going to be coming into this game. I don't think they've been in it since the start, to be honest, when they get their first cap. I think it's just been a downhill battle. They're losing those caps. That kind of decap from Articuno when he respawned as well hasn't really been... They haven't got any points since that, to be fair. School Bully's going to take the quarry again. They're going to start getting some more points on the map. Mid still in the hands of Orange Logo as we go over to the Waterfall. Have a look at what's going over there. They've won that fight. Alcor's had to disengage, and we're going to see Rom pick up that node.
Yeah, and it looks like ORNG... It seems to be working, at least on this map. What is Arzi doing? He is completely out of position now, trying to get out of it with the Shadow Refuge. He won't go for the test number 1 rest. That's a bit risky, but maybe for the engage on Tage. That is also a bit risky, to be honest. He can just hammer a couple of these meditations, and Arzi is already in a bit of trouble. Oh, GG. GG confirmed. That means the second win going over to Orange Logo, meaning they are today's finalists number 1. Do we already know who's going to be the second one?
Let's have a look. Probably predict, but let's have a look for sure. No decision in that game as of yet. Your Goose is Cooked actually did a good job, so you never know. Could have a mini upset there. We don't know exactly who's playing for 55 today.